Thanks, Al. Clearly it's such a big game for both clubs. John, I'll start with you. We're all on buddy watch, 5 away. I know that you won't want to focus on that, but it is a significant milestone, isn't it, that he's edging towards that 1,000 goals. Just what have you made of his career, especially at the Swans?
Yeah, look, you have to step back from the coaching role, I guess, to appreciate it. It's not clearly the focus for us as a team at the moment. We've got the whole Giants team to be mindful of, but you do have to step back from it at times and appreciate the milestone, and if and when it occurs. It's always a bit awkward about talking about something that hasn't quite occurred yet. So we're all hopeful that it occurs. It'd be great if it happens sooner rather than later. But to have such a privileged to be able to coach such a player who will go down in history as one of the all-time greats, and to be able to still be able to coach him at 35 now and still see what he's able to do with training and come out and want to compete at games is a real privilege. It's one of the fortunate things you get to do as a coach, is you're able to coach some of the greats of the game, and he's certainly been one of those. And to be able to, in this day and age, kick 1,000 goals, and with the big emphasis on defences, we may never see that again. So it will be a great honour when it happens for him. And then I'll put my coach's hat back on and just hope we win.
Another great story we might see, John, is potentially Paddy McCartin returning to the field. You might not want to give us away the team at the moment, but have you had a discussion to him about whether or not he will be donning the red and white sooner rather than later?
I'll just tell you. I'm sure you won't tell anyone. He'll play this week. It's a great story, and once again, it's about the team. But you step back for a second and you just realise that some of the challenges that Paddy's gone through, and to get himself to the point of playing his first AFL game for quite a few years this weekend's pretty special for him. And he's playing a new role. He's playing down back. He's still getting used to that. He's still learning the game. From that perspective, but it's a great story for him to be able to get back and play. And we're just not playing him because it's a good story. We're playing him because we believe he can help us win, and he's earned the right to be able to play this week. And hopefully he gets through training on Thursday, pulls up well. If he does that, he'll play this week, which is fantastic.
John, just on Buddy in a little bit more specific, have you spoken about the contingency? What happens if he does kick the fifth? Do you need to go through that with your players around fans coming on the ground, any of that extra stuff?
Oh no, yeah, we might at some point. It's not going to be a big focus, believe me, Cal. We might talk about it for two seconds. It won't be a big focus.
How is he? He obviously missed last week. He was sort of kept out to be ready to go. How's he tracking?
Good. He'll be fine. I mean, he trained really well today, and so we expect him to, once again train on Thursday. He gets through that, he'll be fine. So we didn't play him last week. We had some. We played the week before. We got enough match minutes into him. We needed to get some more training into him, which we did. We want him to keep working the gym, hitting the high speed stuff, all the stuff that he's done to this point over the last probably 18 months. It's held him in good stead. And so that's what the focus was over the last week and a half. And he's done all that, so he should be ready to go on Saturday, which we're really looking forward to.
John, Callum Mills, is he all good to go?
Yeah, we expect so. We expect him to get through training once again Thursday and be ready to play. He played probably 2.5 quarters last week. It was his first big hit out, and pulled up really well from that. So he'll play this week. It'd be great to have him back in the team. He's an important player. We missed him last year at the back end of the year, and so it'd be good to have him back in the team.
This one's for you, mate. Hello. Just after your perspective on Paddy McCartin, mate, like obviously a player with supreme talent. A lot of people thought was finished with all those concussions. Since he's come to the club, have you seen like a hunger to make up for lost time in his football? And what does he add to the back half for you guys, especially since you'll be apparently spending a bit more time there this season?
Yeah, I think he absolutely surprised a lot of us. I think the players included. Halfway through last year, he was travelling with us a lot, still probably a fair way off it. If you had told me he was playing round one this year then, I would have been pretty surprised. But fast forward to the start of pre-season, he came back in terrific condition, so you could obviously tell that the hunger was there. I think he's loving the new environment, obviously playing down back with his brother. They're a great combination. But yeah, just his attack on pre-season and his willingness to get fit and I guess embrace the footy club from the moment he's stepped foot in the place.
G'day John, it's Ryan Little here from ABC Sport. Mate, people first sort of balked at Buddy's contract all those years ago about how long it was. From what you've seen so far and hopefully this weekend, has he given you any inkling about coming back next year or perhaps an extension?
We haven't played round one yet.
From the training, it's looking good out there.
I think to be talking about that probably just before round one, it's probably not exactly on my horizon just yet. I think to be able to get to this point when we first signed him has been remarkable. His ability to be able to keep on persisting and working at his craft has been a real credit to him. He's had some challenges, missed some games over the journey, but to be able to get back and get himself ready to go in the condition that he is a real credit to him. And our view has always been what's coming up, what's immediately in front of us. I think the original deal 9 years was enough to look forward, and now we're really looking forward to what he can do this week. There's enough on his plate just the moment to be able to get back and be a real competitive influence in our forward line and lead our forwards around and understand that the mix in our forward half is really important, not just about Lance, and he has an important role in our forward half, but not the only role, and he's been great to be able to teach them. And so I tend to, what happens down the track will happen, but our energies and Lance's energies are all about this week and preparing the best possible way, because that's what he's been able to do over the last couple of years.
John, I just wanted to ask, obviously, as you can tell today, there's a lot of external interest in Buddy's milestone that he's approaching. Just internally, what's it like at the club? Is it talked about? Is it not talked about? Do the players speak about it? Does Buddy speak about it? Or is it ignored?
I don't want to disappoint you. We just don't. It's just not a. I understand the outside focus on it. Like having played a few games forward and realised how difficult it is over the years to be able to do what it is to get himself to this position is incredible. So I absolutely respect that. But it's just. It'll be a big thing when and if it happens. It'll be fantastic, and I do feel more comfortable talking about it after that than sort of predicting anything, because I just know how hard the game is, and whether it's this week, next week, the week after, it'll happen when it'll happen. So from our internal perspective, we just don't. It's not a focus for us at all, because there are other things that we need to get right in our footy team, and if we talked about that too much, it'd be probably time and energy not well spent. So, but that doesn't take away from the fact of how incredible the achievement would be.